Mackey Motors in Lake City is the place to find new and certified used vehicles, along with a knowledgeable and helpful sales staff. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City.
And we are back here live on the Mackey Motors postgame show here on Kick 106.7 from the Gatorade broadcast booth. Tyler Brunner here with you here tonight as the Coon Rapids Bayard Crusaders pick up a 15-5 victory over Colo-Nesco here in 6 innings. And joining me right now, head coach Coach Waddle. John, what a great win for you guys. I know it was kind of getting away from you there late in the game, down 9-5, got back up 10-5, but you guys stayed with it. You guys stick with the plan, and you guys get the victory here tonight.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Tyler. We had control of the game at 9-1, and then we made a pitching change. And, it was one of those things, I wasn't necessarily comfortable to make that change, but we also had to look a little bit towards Saturday evening, and then we also had to find out a little bit about our numbers, 2, 3, 4 guys. And quite honestly, the young guys, we put a freshman out there, we put a sophomore out there, first district action ever. And so there was intent behind those changes. Sometimes you kind of fail before you can be successful. And I think we did a little bit. We struggled, we started pressing just a little bit too much, and all of a sudden you stand out there on the mound, you think you're the only person in the world on the baseball field, and you think you have to do everything.
Right.
And I think our guys got away from pounding the strike zone. They've got a great defense behind them. They just didn't utilize it because we didn't control the strike zone. But it was a great learning process for those kids, and we talked about it after the game.
Talk to me about, these younger guys stepping up to the mound. I mean, you got Parker Hayes, who's coming in as a pinch runner, doing very well base running wise. And like you said, got a couple of freshmen and sophomore out here. Talk to me about how they've developed here this season.
It takes time, especially for 8th graders, because it's a whole new level. The game's a lot quicker, a lot faster. The arms are a lot better. So if I wasn't comfortable with those kids out there at this point in the season, they would not be out there. Yeah. Now, I know they're still prone to some, mistakes, but hopefully we've trained them quite a bit. We do work very, very hard on our base running. Like I said, we'll still make some mistakes occasionally, but we do try to minimize that. So we feel comfortable just because of the experience that those kids have gained throughout the season.
I hate to mention it here on this game, this really good victory here tonight, but of course Quentin Culbertson had that error there in the, looked like the 4th inning. I know you didn't seem too happy about that. When you pulled him out after that, what was kind of the thought process behind that one?
Well, the little dribbler out front, he had a guy at third base, and what he should have done, and I think he knows that, come in, take the baseball. He thought he had to panic a little bit toward first, and I yelled at him because the kid was halfway down the line.
Yeah.
If he just picks the ball up, checks the runner, he's going to see that the guy's going to be in a rundown.
Right.
Or if he heads back, Quentin's going to throw it, and we're going to get the force or tag play at third base. But he panicked a little bit, and then he jump-turned, and when you jump-turn and your mind starts spinning, you forget that there's a target down there at first base, and he just airmailed it.
And I know, obviously, late in that game, we talked a little bit about it. The game got away just a little bit from you guys. Got that 4 runs from Colo-Nesco here tonight, and you had quite a lot of pitching changes late in that game, or late in this game, I should say. 4 pitching changes overall. What was sort of the process between each of those changes as we kind of progressed through that game?
Well, initially, like I said, the first couple guys we brought in, Colby Culbertson and Lance Clayberg, they had never been in a district baseball game. So what we wanted to do is make sure that they had experience. I'd rather get that out of the way today. Even though you have an 8-run lead for young kids, they don't know necessarily that you have an 8-run lead because it's their first appearance, and all of a sudden it's a district game. And so the mind starts playing tricks on you. And if things don't go real well right away, then you start to press. And that's what they did. And what we tried to do is we have routines, to go through in the mental game, but they kind of went away from that. So I think it really an awesome learning experience for them. Those are 2 good athletes that are going to take that and learn from it. And so we're going to feel comfortable moving on. And then Preston came in and did a very nice job to close it out for us.
I was going to say, last play of the game, Aaron McAlister getting that 3 RBI double. Talk to me about that feeling and that feeling that you knew you won that game.
Well, it's district time. I told the kids after the game, all wins are good wins this time of the year. They don't have to be pretty. But what I liked about this game to a certain extent was we faced some adversity.
Right.
We had to get out of a couple jams early in the ball game too, where we made some defensive plays. Quentin made a couple nice pitches and stuff. And then we just had to be patient, peck away. We only got one run, and then all of a sudden we busted open for 7 runs. I think our kids did a great job offensively, adjusting to a lot of off-speed stuff, and that was their game plan, to really mix us up with the fastball, the curveball, and the change. And I think our kids, for the most part, hit the ball very hard throughout the evening. They caught, some balls too, but we put pressure on their defense.
I think the story here for tonight also is this district championship game coming up on Saturday. You get Ogden, a team you faced once before, a team where you held off having your Quentin Culbertson pitching there. How does it feel to face Ogden again in the district championship?
It's great. We're in a district championship. We respect Ogden. We've played them many times over the years. Even when we were in the West Central Conference, we always played them. And then also, we've always kept them on a non-league schedule and stuff too. They used to be 2A, so
yeah.
Dick Smith over there is a great coach. His program is solid. You know what they're all about. They don't beat themselves very easily.
Right.
So you do have to execute both offensively and defensively against them. They're a tough team to blow out, and hopefully that they won't blow you out necessarily either. But they keep games close, and then they just depend on their execution. So we're going to have to do the same thing. It matches up to be a great ball game.
It will. It's going to be a great ball game this upcoming Saturday. Of course, we're going to be here to cover that one, so we're pumped up for that one. And I think we'll get the kids, we'll get the true all-stars over here for their interviews.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate it. Of course, that is head coach John Waddle joining us here on the McAlister post-game show. We're going to get some people slidden over here, folks. And first joining us here on the McAlister post-game show for the stud, the one and only home run, Easton Hays. What a home run for you, guy. Congratulations, first off. Before we get too far, congratulations. Good win against a really good Colo-Nesco team. We talked a little bit about it with some of your other teammates last night. Just a very good team in Colo-Nesco. Had a good win against Madrid yesterday. How does it feel to get a win over Colo-Nesco today?
It just feels really well. We came out scoring a lot, went through really well, and then we had a little rough patch where they were just hitting the ball and we were walking a little bit. But then coming back in that bottom of the sixth inning, scoring, I think it was 5, it just was huge. And I don't know, we just hit really well tonight, pitched really well, fielded. It was just a good all-around game.
You guys face some adversity here tonight. You go from Glidden in that game, 16 runs in that bottom of the first inning. Here tonight, you face some adversity. What was some of the communications and the talks you had amongst each other when you were down and Colo-Nesco was getting back up and down 9-5?
It's really just next pitch, win the next pitch, because you can't do anything about the previous pitches or at-bats. You have to win the next pitch and head up. You'll get more throughout this postseason run, and they just get bigger and bigger plays, and you just got to keep making them. So just getting the routine of making those plays in these games that are important but not as important. You just got to learn how to make them and be confident with yourself.
I was going to say big plays. I mean, you just go off for 4 runs tonight. I mean, you get an RBI, you get a home run. I mean, just normal stuff for Easton Hays, right?
Yeah, I try.
There you go. Talk to me about that home run hit, though, back in the third. Did you know it was gone when it came off the bat?
No. I knew a curveball was coming. I was sitting on it, and then I was expecting a one-hop of the fence because my first base coach, Coach Hayden, was yelling, get three. So I was sprinting, and then I heard the entire dugout erupt, and then they run out. I was like, no way this just happened.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk to me about the pitching game here tonight for Colo-Nesco. I know you guys had a chance to kind of look at them last night. Did it kind of meet the expectations that you were seeing last night?
Yeah, they threw their ace last night. He pitched really well last night, gave up no runs, and then we knew they were going to come out, punch the outer half, punch a lot of curveballs. So we were just gearing up for that BP, and then they threw a lot of changeups, which we weren't necessarily ready for. But then we just adjusted, started hitting them really well. So I don't know. They surprised me with how good at pitching they are.
Absolutely. You gotta have at least some sort of adversity coming into the district championship. You guys get Ogden coming back. Like Coach Waddle was kind of saying, it's a really good non-conference opponent throughout the season. But a good challenge for you guys coming up on Saturday. What's your kind of initial thoughts knowing you're facing Ogden?
Well, I'm assuming we're gonna get their ace, that Mormon kid, which we didn't see him last time. The last time we went up there, they beat us. I think it was 7-4. And we didn't throw a point either, so we'll probably both be seeing each other's aces. So it'll be a really good game. Hopefully we can hit as well and field just like we did tonight. Absolutely.
Well, listen, congratulations on this 15-5 win. Don't go too far. I'm going to grab a photo with you and with Aaron McAlister just for our YouTube stuff. So just, sit on the bench, do whatever you do. But thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations, and we'll see you Saturday.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Easton Hays, of course, is joining us here and on the McAlister post-game show. And coming back once again, Mr. Aaron McAlister will join us on the McAlister post-game show. Aaron, it feels good to be back once again talking with you on this show.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad I'm back.
And glad you're back. I mean, 15-5 win. You win it in the 6th, and you get that huge game ender. 3 RBI double in that 6th inning. Talk to me about that play, first off. How did that feel, and how did it feel coming off the bat?
Yeah, it felt good. I got a curveball first pitch, so don't really I mean, unless it's up and in, there's not really much I can do with it. I just kind of staying hungry, looking for something to hit hard, and got a fastball and just swung with what I had and hit it hard down the line.
So you win it here tonight for your team, 15-5, in a game where Colo-Nesco was coming back into it. Your guys were still up 9-5, still some good cushion, but Colo-Nesco was knocking on the door. And it looks like you guys rose up to the challenge. What were some of the things you guys did differently to stop Colo-Nesco and get those runs late?
I think, after a team like that, when you got a lead like that, they make a little run and they cut into it with plenty of baseball left to play, It's one of those things you got to, like we do, you get a meeting, you regroup, you talk to your guys, you say, hey, it's baseball, it's what it is, and you can't focus on that stuff, that last pitch, that last at-bat, that last hit. You just got to keep moving forward and keep your head down and keep working. And if you focus on the stuff like that, it just snowballs and into bigger problems than what you've already faced. So it's one of those things you just got to keep moving forward and have confidence in what we've done all year.
Absolutely, and as is the playoffs, you survive in advance, and you actually just kind of cruise in advance here, I guess, tonight. You get Ogden once again for another time here this season, a ball club that you know pretty familiarly. You've seen kind of some of their best players. Maybe you've held off a little bit from that first meeting because you anticipated this matchup a little bit in a district championship. But first reactions, knowing you're going to face off against Ogden.
They're a decent ball club, but so are we. They're 2-0, we're 2-0. So it's you did enough to get where you're at, and now you just got to go play and may the best man win. But I think that's us.
What kind of strategy do you need to bring into Ogden to get that win this time?
Stay aggressive. Don't, like I said earlier, don't dwell on the past, even if it was a couple weeks ago. It's one of those things. They beat us, we tip our caps, and we'll take the next one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But, this is going to be a great atmosphere coming up on Saturday. District championship. You guys get it in your home field. Talk to me about playing a district championship here in Coon Rapids.
Well, hands down, this is the best place we play at, I mean, there's no place like home, and having a field like this with people that we're surrounded with, Coach Reese, Mrs. Waddle, who put in countless hours, make this place beautiful. And then Coach Waddle, Coach Hayden, they prepare us to play well on this place. And it's awesome being able to play in a town like this with people who shoot off fireworks after you win a second-round district game, and fans who load the stands and keep everybody. It keeps the team excited.
Well, Aaron, you guys win 15-5. You advance to Saturday. Of course, we'll be here to broadcast that one. So hopefully we'll talk to you again, hopefully, with another victory. But don't go too far. I'm going to grab a photo with you and Easton before you guys skedaddle.
Perfect.
So,
thanks, Tyler.
No problem. Of course, that was Aaron McAlister joining us here on the Mackey Motors postgame show.